It's a Sunday. Why do the kids always have to get up so early on a Sunday? And yes, I am wearing Christmas pajamas. If you guys drink coffee, do you put the milk in first? Or do you put the milk in after the water? Or do you like black? Just a question. I'll wake up in a minute. Okay, I've woken up, showered, sorted myself out. Now we are just waiting for the shopping man to arrive, the Sainsbury's driver, to deliver our food. Met and Da? You alright? Is it after 10 o'clock in the morning? Not quite. No, not quite. Anyway, we are just waiting. I just stated we are waiting for the Sainsbury's man or woman.
Person.
Do occasionally have...
Could just go with person.
We could go with person, yeah. So we're waiting for the Sainsbury's delivery person to bring us our food. And then, what are we having for breakfast?
Eggs Benedict.
Eggs Benedict. And we have absolutely no plan today.
Well,
you want to make...
I need to make AJ's book day costume.
Yep.
He wants to be a smooth on the Smeds and the Smooths.
I've never heard of it.
I'll try and get a picture for Bryce to put in, sort of, here-ish.
Here-ish. Yes, there's a smoo. Random. That's what he wants to be anyway.
It's a real book. Like, it's a Julia Donaldson book, and she's the person that wrote the Gruffalo.
Yes. And because the sun is shining,
we might
go for a bit of a stroll. I don't know. We'll see what we're going to be doing. Anyway, hello and welcome to another episode of A Bright Side home vlog. Home vlog. We're just no plans.
Chilling like a villain.
Like a villain.
Yeah.
Do you think we're villains? I don't think we're villains. Do villains realise that they're villains? Maybe some do. I don't know. Anyway,
I think you're overthinking it.
Possibly. Anyway, I overthink a lot of things, really.
You do.
Yes. Anyway, so let's go check it out. Kids are in there singing. Shop has arrived. We're just stuff to take us through the week. We put most of it away already. We're kind of like a boring. Well, we're not boring, but I think like we plan a weekly menu, don't we? And then we plan our, and then we kind of sort the shopping out off of that plan, and it will. It does kind of keep costs down a little bit, doesn't it?
We used to not do that, and then you would go and spend £100 on food.
Yeah.
And then you would go and look to try and make something for tea, and then you'd have to go and spend another £100 on food to actually make a meal out of.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. Here's our hollandaise sauce, delicious, and we're gonna obviously have it with the English muffins, eggs in there. Wait a minute, eggs. I put the others in the fridge. They're ready to go. They'll be poached, of course. There are other variant, sort of ways of doing an eggs Benedict, but we always do it traditional style, don't we? We poach.
Yes. We
poach the eggs, and then again other styles that you can have an eggs Benedict, but we're going to do it with, I think, what would be considered a traditional ham. So we're going to do that. But we have had it with bacon before. We have had it with salmon. We did even once, a long time ago, have it with steak, didn't we? And you are preparing tonight's feast.
What are we having for that?
We are having a like a shoulder of pork. No, we're not going to breadcrumb it. It's going to be like it's going to be like feathery. What the heck?
I'm looking for the cat so they can play with it.
Yeah, it's going to be... I think we're going to have it with enchiladas a little bit later, aren't we? Not today, but like in the week. And then like a roast.
Yeah.
Mexican food. And then we're going to have like roast dinner tonight, like roast pork. Something like that. And I was a little bit hungry, so I just opted for an extra muffin. But we do like a bit of eggs Benedict. And let's see if we can make this happen, because you're quite good with your poached eggs, aren't you? Let's have a little sort of slice down there, and we should see some egg oozement. If it's there, it is. There it is. There it is. Do you guys like eggs Benedict in the morning? Is it one of your like not necessarily a go-to breakfast, but is it something that you would have semi-regularly? Have you ever had it? Have you never had eggs Benedict or like homemade eggs Benedict? Just let me know in the comments if this is your type of breakfast. I do feel gastronomically satisfied, don't you, after that breakfast?
You don't really need a lunch after a breakfast like that.
Definitely not. Okay, so we are just going for a stroll. There's a couple of little bits that you still need to pick up for AJ's costume. So if it won't be a disaster if you can't find them. And then basically that's the only sort of mission. So we'll walk into town and then we'll come home via the promenade, that type of thing. Did you mention ice cream?
Maybe.
Excellent. There might be more of a structured plan that I was not included in. Shellbell's just mentioned the fact that she might be going to a clothes shop. This was not a part of the deal. Might go into the Warhammer shop that's not in town, that doesn't exist in Penzance, like a dedicated Warhammer shop. Tree is very nice, just kind of just pointing it out. I have featured it a couple of times on the channel since all of the scaffolding and scrim has come down off of St John's Hall, but it really does look lovely, particularly with the sort of early afternoon light being shone on it. Shone, I think. But whatever, the light is on it and it really does look beautiful. Built in the 1860s. It's a fabulous addition to beautiful Penzance. I think it is anyway. Kids are always intrigued by this window. They do like having a good look at these toys in here, that we can buy in Alfred Smith and Son. It's been here a long time. I think there's a date stamp up here. It says established 1811, which I mean 1811, man. I mean that's ridiculous. And again, as I always say, any town you're in, your hometown, a town you're visiting, always look up at the beautiful architecture around you. Again, a little bit backlit there with the White Lion. States Up There Hotel. I don't know if you can stay in it anymore, but it's certainly a public house. But yeah, always look around. And then of course you have this, which is rather a terrible building. I'll try and find a picture actually and insert it in now about a picture of the original structure that used to be here, because it was much nicer than this monstrosity. And I'm just going to cross over the road so I can get a wider angle of the corner here. It's now a HSBC. Back in the day it used to be a Midland Bank. If you remember Midland Bank, I think they were taken over many years ago, I assume by HSBC. And again, I'll insert another picture of what this corner at the very bottom of Causeway Head used to look like. And again, just a side angle, you can just about see the dome of Market House. Again, I have featured it before. I've featured it since all of the scaffolding and scrim has come down, because this also has recently been refurbished. And I must say, it does look fantastic. You've got Humphrey Davy, Sir Humphrey Davy, arguably Penzance's most famous son. Looking beautiful. It does get on my nerves when people criticise Penzance and whatnot. I mean, all towns have its issues, but I'm just going to state it. I mean, I do love Penzance. I think, buildings are beautiful. A bit sort of rack and ruin in certain areas, but again, show me a town that isn't like that. Yeah, looking lovely. Okay, we've arrived at the Works, which is one of the shops that Mama Bear just wants to nip into, so we're going to head in. It's only like, it's like a newsagent type, not a newsagent, but they do all sorts of like stationery and books, that type of thing. Yeah, it's similar to like a WH Smith's in some ways. It just hasn't got like the post office or anything like that attached to it. It's not like a newsagent's as such, but yeah, they do all sorts of bits and pieces. It's quite a good place to pop into if you are stuck for like a child's birthday present. You can usually find something in here for like a, you know, a young kiddo for a birthday. Got the former site of Tesco's many years ago, and then it became a pound stretcher, looking pretty rough around the corners, but it is being turned into some sort of like climbing wall experience, something like that, some sort of activity centre it is allegedly being turned into. So we'll wait and see, because yeah, at the minute it's not looking great. All I want is a Warhammer store here in Penzance, and just on the outskirts, a Tim Hortons. I never get anything I want. Oh, peacocks, what the heck? Being dragged in to peacocks. Okay, that horrific experience is over. Do you guys remember when peacocks here used to be knees? And I always remember, like, as a kid, like back in the 80s, used to go upstairs to all the toys. That's when toys were awesome. Okay, the plan was to nip into Willy Waller's just to get an ice cream, but it's closed, which is a little bit inconvenient. I don't eat ice cream all the time, but when I fancy it, when it's like mentioned, then I think to myself, yeah, I could eat an ice cream. Okay, I think Mama Bear's got an alternative plan, and I think we're going to head up to the little sweet shop that's just here in the Wharfside Centre. I think that's the plan. No, that's the wrong one. It's oh, it's not working. Oh no. Oh, I always find these really awkward to walk up because the step size is like gigantic, and it's not obviously like a normal staircase. Yeah, I don't like this. This is hurting the old thighs. Proper sweets and treats. This is the alternative plan, the backup plan, because of the ice cream store being closed. Oh yes, I do love filling a bag with all this pick and mix. Do love all these like sweeties. I'm looking for the white chocolate mice. They've got to be here somewhere, haven't they? The white chocolate mice, and also coconut mushrooms. I think the coconut mushrooms though are at the till over there. But yeah, oh, here they are. Oh yes, this is far better than ice cream. Walk out along Ross Bridge and a promenade, and then head back home that way. I do always like to point out this rather fantastic view, particularly on a nice sunny day. Got St Michael's Mount all the way over there, the car park. I always term it the boat park. Quite a lot of the boats are still up in the harbour, or up on the shore at the minute, as opposed to out in the sea. I've stated this a few times many years ago. Maybe some of you will remember it, way before my time. Back in the 1960s, this used to be a large harbour, and then the land was reclaimed, or like the harbour, like over half the harbour, probably over half I would have thought, a significant section of harbour was filled in to make way for a car park, which I know is needed. I mean, the car park is a very handy car park here. But it would have been phenomenal to have seen it as a harbour. If, I don't want to be rude, but if you're old enough to remember that, then let me know in the comments. Got the old lifeboat house here, right by Ross Bridge. And this is going to be the new home of the Waterside Meadery. It's only a couple of weeks now before the Waterside, before its forced closure, and this is going to be its new home. Much smaller premises, so fingers crossed it really works out well. Tilly, you've just lost a tooth. There it is, Matilda's Matilda's tooth. Okay, how random. Yeah, she's obviously been eating sweeties, because you can see like the blue sweet stuff all over it. The old Salonian has had its winter overhaul. It's looking rather splendid there in harbour. ready to start the 2025 season out to the Isles of Scilly. Not too many years left in her now. She is being retired in upcoming years because her replacement is being built, I think, randomly in Vietnam. So, yeah, new ship on its way from Vietnam in the next sort of couple of years. Oh, look at this. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been down here. And someone there honking their horn. And look at that. That whole end section of those sheds has finally been removed. Came out to that level there and met up with that structure. Yeah, it's, I've literally just noticed that. I don't know how long that's been gone. But there you go. That's that. There is the waterside meadery. And the closer we're getting to its forced closure, I'm getting more angry about this, because I'm very cross that the Cornwall Council did not listen to the people of Penzance. Again, like I've stated, there will be a few people that will be cool, happy or whatever that it's going to go or don't care, etc, etc. But I think the majority of people really wanted this to stay. It's one of the busiest restaurants in Penzance, so the council decides to close it. I don't get it. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Let's just hope that the business owners can make a really good go of it in the other premises that way. The lifeboat. Oh yeah, look at that old car there. Amazing. Yeah, check that car out. That is very cool. I like that. Could you see that as our family car? What do you reckon? Would you like to drive that thing around?
I would need some driving gloves.
You need some driving gloves. That is very cool. Loving that. Just while we're passing by, I'm going to just check on the demolition of the old tailor's garage. It does look like some of the rubble has been cleared. All that rubble there has come from the back wall of St Anthony Gardens, which have been removed. I have heard apparently that some of that wall is going to be rebuilt, which is why they're keeping, some of those granite blocks there in situ, because they are going to put some of it back, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But there is the site of Taylor's, that was former Taylor's, former garage here in Penzance. Used to be Vosper's as well, like a Ford garage many years ago. And they got some brickwork, some blocks here for something. I can't really tell what they are. Oh, I was going to get a bit closer, but it's all a bit muddy there. I'm not going to venture too far in. I don't know what those blocks are, but they've obviously brought a lot of material in to start building something. And again, just because we are here, I will just cast the camera from this angle. And, oh dear, look at it. Again, this is, as I understand it, the people of Penzance weren't too terribly upset about the loss of the old Taylor's garage. That was a wreck, it was full of the bits, but people were very annoyed at the council's attitude, the council's moving forward with this plan without listening to the people. Again, up there is the boxed in fountain, so at least we know, fingers crossed, that that is going to be remaining. And actually just picking out here, you see in there, you can see those old sort of ornate posts, pillars, whatever. What the heck is that gate hole? What are they going to be digging down there? Okay, I don't know what they're going to be putting down in there, but yeah, some of the wall here has been rebuilt. They've started to put some of this wall back together here. Yeah, this is a project that the majority of people living in Penzance was not in favour of. But there you go. Look how beautiful this is. The tide is fully out. Looking beautiful there with the sun shining down on the sea, on the bay over there. Obviously Newlyn, if you're unfamiliar, Newlyn, you go around Penley Point, you get to Mousehole, Lamorna, all those areas, keep going, Pemberth, Porthgora, all those places, and eventually all the way around, you keep going to Land's End. We're gonna just scoot along this bit of I don't know what you'd call this. It's like base level here, belonging to the Penzance Promenade. Yeah, I don't often really come down here when the tide is out. Definitely not when the tide is in. But yeah. Actually, you can see like the water level, like where it's dark, and then it suddenly gets to that lighter bit when the tide is fully in. That's the level it comes up to. I mean, this is all like, I don't know, not barnacles, but you know what I mean, that sort of stuff. So yeah, that darker level signifies where the water comes up to, you know, like the sea level. And whatnot. You certainly wouldn't want to be down here in a storm. It's quite beautiful, actually. It's quite beautiful. Like I said, I don't really venture down here when the tide's out, but yeah, nice. Yeah, it's pretty cool to venture out into this sort of area of the bay. It always blows my mind, actually, how far or how like high water comes, like, you know, how like the tides work. I know it's all to do like with gravity and you know, like the moon and whatnot, but I mean, it is quite amazing that here I am, like basically on the, you know, like the, I suppose for want of a better term, like the seabed of the bay, and you know, you can see how high up. I mean, it would be, you know, it would be several feet above my head if the tide were in. Yeah, it's interesting. You've got these like rock formations here. Amazing. I wonder what history they've seen. I do think a bit deeply sometimes with stuff like that. You think what these rocks have seen. Amazing. Just here opposite the Queen's Hotel down on the beach. Just checking out this old structure. Assume some sort of like pier. Back in the day, obviously a relic now. Just covered in seaweed, tide pools and whatnot. Don't know how far it extends down. It's difficult to tell because it all kind of merges with the rocks. Yeah, interesting. If you know any sort of information, I've read about this before, actually. I just can't think off the top of my head what this was used for. But if you know, let me know in the comments. If you do have the opportunity to come down to the promenade when the tide is fully out, I do recommend coming down beachside, as it were, because it is a much different perspective. Very different perspective from when you're on top of the promenade, obviously. Yeah, it's just interesting sometimes to come down and see it like a different angle. Looking at this deep stone that I'm on. Look at this. I wonder what would it have been? What's this? And this like indentation there with, you know, obviously like drill holes. Something would have been in there. And it's just like strewn here. I don't know if it was like, perhaps, I don't know, perhaps it was a part of the, oh, I wonder if it was like, that's like where, like the footing is the base of like the rails, like the guard rails. I wonder if that maybe used to be like up there somewhere, and it was maybe wrecked during the storms, the Ash Wednesday storms of, I believe, 1962. I wonder if that's like an original part of the upper portion of the promenade. And it was all wrecked and ended up down there. Yeah, there's quite a few chunks of granite all held together with concrete. Got my shadow there. Hello. But yeah, unless it's just like building waste and it's just been dumped here maybe to break up the waves a little bit to have less impact then on the wall of the promenade. I don't know, that's just speculation. But yeah, I wonder where they've come from. Another massive chunk there, look, of wall. Again, all those like granite stones all held together with concrete. Never know what you're going to find. There's an old Sainsbury's shopping trolley. It's the other half of it, I assume. Just dumped off of the prom. It's funny, isn't it? The little things you see. Oh, crikey. Can't even lift that. Must be wedged in there. But yeah, all the little things that you see when you look around a little bit closer. I don't know. That sort of thing interests me anyway. Look at this. It just looks like another old, like, cut piece of granite. Look at the shape of that. Yeah, it must be like off of a old building, like must be like demolition material, don't you think? And just like thrown over the side here to break up the waves. That would be my guess. Again, if you know, let me know in the comments, as always. Always comment on the videos. It's good to hear you guys. Good to hear your thoughts on the things that we do and whatnot. We've got our little Brightside community that is building. Oh. And it is nice to hear from you guys. Okay, I'm off balance now and I've got wet feet. I wonder what the purpose is of that. I wonder what that is. Huh. Again, let me know if you know. Again, just looking back at unique perspective. Someone out there, way out there, walking their dog. You see St Michael's Mount there in the background, Jubilee Pool. Look at this, like massive, like lintel shaped piece of granite. You like being on the beach? Yeah, Mama Bear and Tilly are going up that way, but we're going to carry on that way, aren't we? But check out the size of that lintel. I mean, you can see, like, in comparison to AJ. What the heck? I wonder what that was from. Massive cut piece of granite. Unbelievable. I have pointed out these date stamps before, but these are quite fascinating. You've got the 1843 date stamp, and you've got the 1896 date stamp. I assume, what in the name of heck?
Move back a bit.
So I assume that the 1843 date stamp refers to the original construction of the promenade, and then it must have been rebuilt a little bit in 1896. That's my interpretation of why there are two date stamps. All right, we've made it all the way down the length of the promenade, but along the beach. Quite a few people out just enjoying the weather, enjoying the fact that the tide is out. Yeah. Very beautiful. Right, let's head home. We are back home now. Shelley actually in Peacocks did pick up this little travel bag, which will be useful for little short haul flights. And I must say, when we came into the house, all we could smell was this. Goodness. So you are drawing, no, you're not drawing. You are making AJ's costume for World Book Day.
Yes.
Aren't you? So you've got the old glue gun, which is getting hot, and you're going to stick like that felt.
Stick the felt on and then
to
I'll
this
cut
old,
it.
like hairband that Tilly doesn't really know that
It's fine.
you've pinched.
And then we're going to stick
Yep.
the ears on to
Yeah.
be
And are they like cups, aren't
blue
they?
cups that will go on either side.
Yeah.
And that'll be his ears.
Yeah.
And then I've got a blue onesie,
A blue onesie, right?
which I'm going to stick white pom-poms on
Yeah.
to become the smooth body. Little elfie boots for boots.
I like it. Okay, cool.
And that's his costume.
Can't wait to see the final product, but that's...
Do a comparison then.
Yeah. I, however, doing much more important things. Building and painting a space marine. Oh yeah, look at your
Theory mask.
what mask?
Theory mask.
Okay, that's
AJ's done. I'm
amazing.
not done yet because I'm taking my time. Yeah, I know I'm really fast, but I'm still taking my time.
okay. How you getting on?
I have done
Oh, you've done the legs, okay.
the
You're
legs.
doing the back as well?
Yeah.
Doing the whole thing?
Yep.
Alright. Okay, good job.
That's the front.
Yep.
I'm obviously going to go through and pull all of these off.
All the stringy bits, yeah, like glue
All the
off
glue
the
string.
guns. They do string a bit, don't they?
So,
And,
I've got one polka dot suit.
Excellent. I'm looking at your t-shirt as well. That was when we went to Florida back. Was that 2019?
Yes.
That one, wasn't
I
it? It
think.
wasn't like the recent couple of...
Yeah, we didn't do it for the last... It was when it was just the four of us.
I don't know, I can't remember. Or 20... Oh, no, yeah, no, it wasn't as long ago as 2019 or 20...
I don't know. But
Oh,
it
yeah.
was the four of us.
Yeah, nice. Well, Age, look at you in your smooth costume. You've got, you've wriggled off one of the sort of elf feet there. But yeah, you're looking,
Smooth boots.
you're looking, smooth boots. Is that what they are? Yeah, smooth boots. You're looking awesome. How do you like it?
Yeah, I love it.
You do, yeah.
I'm keeping the onesie part of it.
All right, yeah, that's fine. And Matilda,
Like,
okay, you are a Viking. It's like a Viking
She's
pirate,
Hiccup.
but Hiccup.
From How to Train Your Dragon.
except I don't have toothless.
Who's
Toothless
Toothless?
is the
He
dragon.
was trying to be
Right.
Hiccup.
Right. Well, yeah, I think you look very cool.
Very Viking-y.
Very Viking-y. Oh yes, this meat is cooked to perfection. Sorry about the abrupt ending to that video. I think I must have just given up filming, to be honest. The roast was delicious. That pork was banging. Promenade, by the way, when the sea is out, when the tide is out, really interesting to kind of walk around that zone. You can kind of see all the different things that you wouldn't normally see when just walking around on top of a prom. We are going to leave the video there. I do hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to do all the usual YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, smash the bell, check us out on all of our socials at The Bright Side. So from us to you, cheers and gone.